Let's get right into it. Number 10. The pattern-addicted brain. Your brain is basically a toddler with a crayon, desperately trying to draw connections where none exist. You see shapes in clouds, faces in burnt toast, and meaning in that weird way your phone only glitches during suspicious conversations. This is called apophenia, your brain's tendency to find patterns in randomness. It's the reason we think everything happens for a reason, even when that reason is just bad Wi-Fi. Evolutionarily, it made sense. If your prehistoric ancestors saw rustling bushes and assumed wind, they might get eaten. If they assumed lion, they'd live. So over time, humans evolved to overdetect patterns, because paranoia was literally survival. Fast forward to now, and that same wiring makes you think the government is hiding lizard people in Area 51. Conspiracies give your brain that sweet dopamine rush of discovery. It's like your neurons are whispering, "Nice job, detective, you've cracked the code," even if the code is just someone posting in all caps on Reddit. Your brain doesn't care about truth, it cares about patterns that feel true. So when something random happens, like two celebrities dying the same week, your brain starts connecting imaginary dots like it's playing Connect the Conspiracy. Because deep down, chaos is terrifying. Patterns? Comforting. Even if they're completely made up. Basically, your brain hates randomness so much, it'd rather invent the Illuminati than admit sometimes, stuff just happens. Number 9. Control issues. Here's a harsh truth. Your brain is allergic to helplessness. When big, unpredictable events happen, wars, pandemics, bad sequels to good movies, your brain panics. It needs to feel like something or someone is in control. So, instead of accepting that the world is a messy ball of accidents and incompetence, your mind starts whispering, "No, this is planned." The idea that shadowy masterminds are pulling the strings actually feels safer than admitting no one's driving the bus. Psychologists call this the compensatory control theory. When your sense of control drops, belief in conspiracies spikes. It's like a mental life jacket, completely useless, but you'll cling to it anyway. Think about it. Believing the moon landing was faked means someone was in charge. Believing it was real means it's possible humans just did something extraordinary and nobody's running the universe. Which is scarier. Exactly. So when people shout about microchips in vaccines, they're not really scared of the needle, they're scared of powerlessness. The conspiracy just gives their fear a plot twist. Basically, the less control your brain feels, the more it starts drafting its own screenplay for reality. Number 8. The dopamine of doubt. You know that tiny thrill you get when you think you're the only one who gets it? That smug little spark of, everyone else is blind, but I see the truth? That's your brain bathing in dopamine. Conspiracy thinking activates the same reward circuits as discovering a hidden clue or solving a puzzle. You're not just doubting, you're winning. Each revelation hits like a psychological scratch-off ticket. Maybe this one will uncover everything. It's gamified paranoia. The truth becomes a treasure hunt, and every sheeple you wake up feels like another level unlocked. The brain literally rewards doubt because it feels like progress. And that's dangerous, because the harder you look for patterns, the more you find. It's a self-reinforcing feedback loop. Doubt, dopamine, research. More doubt, more dopamine. Before you know it, you've spent 6 hours watching grainy YouTube videos about chemtrails while your actual responsibilities die quietly in the corner. The irony? Your brain thinks it's being rational. It's not rejecting logic, it's addicted to questioning itself into oblivion. Basically, conspiracies hijack your curiosity and turn it into a full-time hobby with no finish line. Number 7. Tribal brains, global problems. Humans evolved in small tribes of maybe 150 people, tops. Your brain still thinks it's living in that world. So when something massive happens, like international politics, global pandemics, or billionaires building rockets, it can't comprehend that scale. Instead, it shrinks the world back down to something manageable, a handful of villains secretly controlling everything. That's why so many conspiracies feature shadow elites, secret cabals, or the media. Your brain's just trying to turn a billion-person planet into a tiny, understandable village drama. It's like your ancestors gossiping around a campfire, except now the campfire is Twitter and the gossip involves 5G towers. This tribal wiring also means your brain loves in-groups and out-groups. Believing a conspiracy instantly gives you both, we the enlightened versus they the deceived. It's belonging disguised as rebellion. Because deep down, conspiracies aren't just about information, they're about identity. You're not just right, you're part of something. Basically, your brain's still stuck in prehistoric mode, trying to survive modern chaos with caveman logic. Number 6. The Ego Protection Program. Your brain hates being wrong almost as much as it hates leg day. When facts threaten your worldview, it doesn't just roll over. It builds an emotional fortress and mans the walls with sarcasm and selective reasoning. This is called cognitive dissonance, that uncomfortable, squirmy feeling when your beliefs and reality don't match. Most people deal with it by changing their minds. Conspiracy thinkers? They double down. Because admitting you were wrong feels like admitting your entire identity was built on nonsense, and the human ego would rather choke on misinformation than digest humility. Imagine spending years telling everyone the Earth is flat, making friends in the Flat Earth Facebook group, maybe even buying a NASA Lies t-shirt. Then someone shows you satellite photos. You've got two choices. 1. Accept that you've been passionately wrong. 2. Decide the entire global space industry is a massive hoax run by billion-dollar Photoshop artists. Guess which option feels less painful to your ego? Exactly. It's not stupidity, it's self-defense. Your brain will rewrite logic faster than a PR team caught in a scandal, because it's easier to distort reality than to accept being duped by it. Basically, conspiracy theories are ego's comfort food, high-calorie, zero-nutrition explanations to keep your self-image nice and cozy. Number 5. The Internet Echo Chamber. Once upon a time, you needed actual effort to find weird beliefs. You had to meet someone's cousin's friend at a shady diner at midnight. But the algorithm brings the diner to you. The internet turned conspiracy thinking from a fringe hobby into a global multiplayer game. You watch one video about government secrets, and the algorithm says, "Oh, you like paranoia? Here's 20 hours of it." Suddenly your feed's a buffet of confirmation bias. And here's the trap. The more you consume, the truer it feels. Psychologists call this the illusory truth effect. Repeat something often enough, and your brain's like, "Yeah, I've heard that before, it must be real." It doesn't matter if it's true, just familiar. Social media doesn't care about accuracy, it cares about engagement. Fear and outrage get clicks. Outrage keeps you scrolling. And before long, you're swimming in a self-reinforcing pool of proof that only exists because the algorithm knows you'll eat it up. Basically, your brain's curiosity got hijacked by YouTube's autoplay button, and now you think you're investigating when really, you're just binge-watching your own bias. Number 4. Chaos needs a villain. Here's the thing about chaos. It's terrible for bedtime. When things go wrong, your brain desperately wants to blame someone. It's like trying to explain thunder to a scared dog. "It's okay, buddy, it's not random, it's that guy's fault." This is called proportionality bias, the belief that big events must have big causes. If something enormous happens, like a pandemic, an assassination, or your favorite celebrity getting cancelled, your brain refuses to accept it was random or accidental. No, it must be part of a grand design. It's why people believe the moon landing was faked but not that a cat could knock over a lamp. Big event equals big mastermind. Little event equals clumsy mammal. The irony? Reality doesn't care about proportion. Sometimes the world really does fall apart because someone made a stupid mistake. But that's unsatisfying. So your brain fills in the blanks with powerful villains, because blaming a secret cabal feels more meaningful than blaming coincidence. Basically, conspiracies are your brain's bedtime stories for chaos, comforting lies to tuck you in when the world feels too random to handle. Number 3. the hero fantasy. Every conspiracy needs its chosen one, and surprise, it's you. When you wake up to a hidden truth, your brain gets to play the main character in a global thriller. Everyone else? Background NPCs still asleep in the matrix. This taps straight into something psychologists call the narcissism of uniqueness. You don't just believe something different, you are different. Special. Enlightened. Smarter than the masses. It's intoxicating. You become the rebel who sees through lies, the digital messiah exposing hidden evils, the lone wolf howling the truth while everyone else scrolls TikTok. It's the psychological equivalent of starring in your own spy movie, minus the explosions, unless you count your comment section. This self-importance is addictive. It feeds the ego, justifies your isolation, and turns skepticism into identity. And because you feel like a hero, every new discovery becomes another plot twist confirming your role in the grand narrative. Basically, your brain's writing fan fiction about reality, and you're the protagonist saving the world from its own stupidity. Number 2. Trust issues on steroids. Let's be honest, trust is a fragile thing. And once it cracks, your brain starts seeing betrayal everywhere. Maybe it starts small. The government hides stuff. Sure, that's fair. Then it snowballs into NASA is lying about space, hospitals are microchipping babies, and birds are government drones. Psychologists call this epistemic mistrust, basically a fancy term for I don't believe anything anymore. Once your faith in institutions takes a nosedive, it's hard to stop falling. Because when you stop trusting them, the only person left to trust is you, and your brain loves that arrangement. The tricky part? Some conspiracies start with a grain of truth. Governments do keep secrets. Corporations do manipulate information. So your brain goes, if they lied once, they're lying always. It's like catching your friend fibbing about your birthday party and deciding they're secretly plotting your downfall. And once you adopt that mindset, every contradiction becomes proof. If evidence supports your theory, great, it's true. If it doesn't, even better, that means they're hiding something. It's a win-win for paranoia. Basically, conspiratorial thinking is like emotional self-defense gone rogue. It starts as healthy skepticism but mutates into total distrust, until you're treating every headline like a personal attack on your sanity. Number 1. The comfort of knowing too much. Here's the final twist. Conspiracy theories don't just terrify people, they comfort them. They give the chaos meaning, the suffering purpose, the villain's faces. When something awful happens, random accident feels hollow. Evil plan feels powerful. Because even if it's dark, it's organized, there's a logic to it. And logic means safety, at least in theory. It's the psychological equivalent of preferring a haunted house to a dark forest. The haunted house might be scary, but at least you know what's haunting it. Conspiracies offer structure, a sense of understanding, in a world that's constantly sprinting off the rails. And maybe that's the biggest irony. Believing in conspiracies makes the world scarier on paper, but emotionally safer in practice. Because it means someone, somewhere, is in control. Even if that someone is supposedly evil, at least they're driving the bus. Basically, conspiracies are the mental equivalent of comfort food for chaos. They're warm, sticky, and terrible for you, but your brain keeps going back for seconds. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.